I'm George Flynn, and you're watching In-Depth TV, where today we're going to talk about something extremely boring. Well, extremely boring in that if you're bored, here is something you can do about it. Boring. A lot of people say, I'm bored. I don't have anything to do. I'm just sitting around. I'm not doing anything. But what can you do when you're bored? You don't have any business to do. You don't have any playthings to do. You're just sitting around doing nothing. You know, a lot of people will get on their devices, their phones, or their tablets, or their computers to, quotes, take their mind off of being bored. So what can we do that might lead us into a little more, well, things that do things for other people? You say, oh no, I don't want to get out and do things for other people. I don't want to be doing that. Well, but you're bored. What do you do? Well, maybe we ought to take a little diversion here into the KISS principle. Now, we've all heard the KISS principle. Keep it simple, and a lot of people say, keep it simple, stupid. Well, I don't believe in that one. Keep it simple, salesperson, I've heard that. Because we're all selling something, whether it's our ideas or our friendship, or we're all selling something to someone else, whether your kids are doing their homework or you know, having a good life or having a good mental attitude. We're all selling the benefits of something. So let's keep it simple, salesperson. And we're going to keep this simple. What you can do if you're bored. What can you do? What can you think of that you can do? You say, well, I can go play a game of solitaire. I can go get on my thing and play whatever the local game is, Angry Birds, Candy Crush, whatever the game of the day is. I can turn on TV and become mindless for a while. Now, if it's late at night, okay, but if it's during the day, what can you do? Well, I find myself in that situation occasionally. You know, I stay pretty busy, but occasionally I have downtime. And what I found to be the best therapy for boredom is to pick up the telephone. That's right. Whether it's the handheld telephone, as a late doctor friend used to call it, the hand phone or the cell phone, or pick up the regular landline telephone. Or if you see somebody, even better. But you just pick up that telephone and make a call. Make a phone call to a friend or an acquaintance or someone that you know a lot or a little bit, or maybe even a family member, and you make a phone call and you say to them 2 words, thank you. Thank you. And you say, well, what am I thanking them for? Well, you can get into generalities if you want to. If there's not something they have done for you recently, you say thank you. Thank you for being the person that you are. Thank you for doing the things that you do for other people. And thank you, and why did they come to your mind? One little thing about them. Thank you for whatever that is. You came to my mind because I saw how hard you were working for the benefit of other people, and so many people don't get thanked, that I wanted to call you and thank you. Well, I can tell you one thing. It will make their day. Because so many people do so many good things for other people and they don't get recognized. They're going to do it anyway, but they do it so much better, and it is so much kindness on your part to call them or write them a note. Nobody gets notes anymore. Just write them a quick note and thank them. Just say, I wanted to say thank you because I was thinking about you and all the things that you've done and all the ways that you've helped other people, and I just wanted to express my appreciation and thank you. Now that is a good message. Okay, what does that do? That helps them do their job better, knowing that someone else, in addition to themselves, they do it for their own self-satisfaction, I'm imagining, but someone else sees what they're doing and appreciates them. Man, what a great thing to do for someone. Well, you say, I'm doing all of these things for other people. Well, wait a minute. Once you try it, all you've got to do is try it one time. See how it makes you feel for doing this thank you to them. I mean, they get emotionally, turned on about someone appreciates me. But in order to do that, you also receive the benefit of the, hey, good things are going on. And I just wanted to thank you and express my appreciation. I've noticed lately it's been a long time now, when I go in and I talk to people and I'll say thank you to them, what do they say back to me? No, they don't say you're welcome. And that's what I want you to start saying, you're welcome. Most people nowadays say, no problem. And I'm wondering what that really means. I'm wondering if we've substituted no problem for you're welcome. In other words, thank you for doing what you did. I'm doing the one thanking them. And they say, no problem. Basically, I didn't do anything. And they take that compliment or that thank you and say, I don't need it. It was no problem. I'm just going to let it hang there and wither. So I'm saying, let's start a mini, we'll call it a revolution, getting back to courteousness. And I don't believe the other people that know, I think they mean you're welcome. But when they say no problem, it means no problem. That's what it really means. I think the language is changing from you're welcome to no problem. But let's us start a mini revolution. We're going back to you're welcome. If you are one of the ones that says no problem, let's erase that from our language and go back to you're welcome. But primarily, whether they say no problem or you're welcome, let's, you and me, start by thanking other people. Thank them. Thank them for what influence they've had on your life. Now, you may call up somebody that you hadn't seen for years, a school teacher. You can come up with all kind of people that have had an influence on your life. A church member, it doesn't have to be the minister. It can be a church member. It doesn't have to be the priest or the rabbi. It can be someone that attends church with you. It can be someone in your social group. It can be someone that you pass on the street and you see them pick up litter, put it in a garbage bin, and you pass them and you say, thank you for doing that. Well, what will happen? They'll do more of it. We'll have a cleaner area, and you will acknowledge that, and you'll start picking up things and cleaning up the area. So both of you get and we'll call it the dopamine hit or the serotonin hit, whichever chemical you're talking about. It makes you feel good. To be thanked, if you're the one getting thanked, think of how you feel when somebody recognizes what you've done and thanks you. Think of that. But now, if you're the one that recognizes someone else, go ahead and thank them, because you get the same feeling, the same good feeling for thanking someone as you do for being thanked. Because it's coming out of your mouth, coming out of your brain, the thank you. You get to feel good. They get to feel good. It's good feelings all around, rather than criticizing. Now, criticizing makes someone else feel bad, and you say, well, it makes me feel good to get it off my chest. Does it really? Does it really? It might for 20 seconds, 30 seconds. But then 5 minutes later, 10 minutes later, an hour later, that night, all night long, you feel kind of bad about it. It's not worth it. And the next day, you want to call them up and apologize for what you did, for what you said to them, the manner in which you said it to them. Now, if you're angry or, lonely, hungry, angry, lonely, tired, or sick, try not to say any of those things. We say, don't make decisions. Don't make extreme decisions when you're hungry, angry, lonely, tired, or sick. Halts, H-A-L-T-S. Don't make decisions. And also, don't speak out in anger when you're hungry, angry, lonely, tired, or sick. Don't do that. Don't speak out in anger, because you'll say something that takes 3 seconds to say and 3 weeks to take back. So watch your language. Watch what you're saying. Use plenty of thank yous. Use plenty of those. And when you're thanked, use what? You're welcome. That's right. The no problem, let's get rid of the no problem. Unless you really just want to say it was no problem. There's a French saying also that goes like this, and I think it's derrière or dernier or something like that. It means it was nothing. It was nothing. And I'm sure I'll get, looks for people that know French, but the word is, it was nothing. De rien, that's the word, I believe. It means it was nothing. I want people to start saying, you're welcome. Thank you, you're welcome. Everybody feels good. You've done the proper thing, and you've gotten it properly taken care of, and you have felt better, and you've made other people feel better, and you're no longer what? Bored. That's right. You've done something constructive. It may be the most constructive thing you do all day long. Every day, if you have a down time or a down minute, rather than clicking on your phone and everything, text somebody a thank you, and you'll feel better for it. I'm George Flynn. You've been watching In-Depth TV. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.